If this video found you, it's no accident. Come hang out. We're gonna pull some cards. I actually already pulled a little spread for us that I'll get into. Morning coffee at the beach. Who loves morning coffee at the beach more than me? I don't know. This is like my ritual lately. Starting the morning with you at the beach. And it's just life-changing. This could be a sign for you to start your morning in the beach, at the beach. If you live by the ocean. If you do, let me know down below where in the world you are. What is your favorite beach? And if you're not by an ocean, it's just a reminder to go immerse yourself in nature right when you wake up, even if it's a little walk. So good. So I'm going to just share a few signs, little extra confirmations. If you hear them, then you know for sure this message is for you. But overall, I say stick around. There's always inspiration, right? All of us can use our discernment and take what we need and leave behind what we don't. That's the beauty of being the student of life, right? So when I was setting the space, I stepped on a sharp thorn, and it was so freaking painful. Like, you know, when you stub your toe or step on something that you didn't expect, and it just like, it awakens like this inner child frustration you of like, ah. So I was feeling that for a second. So that could be a sign this is for you. If you're feeling like your root chakra, the soles of your feet, your safety, your future, all these things are like not quite clear yet. So every little thing that affects the ground of you, your baseline of safety right now is scary. It's flustering. It brings up this energy of your inner child wanting to kick and scream because you want it your way. You want to know, you want clarity. You just want to understand the ground that you're walking on. So that's for you. You're in the right place. If you feel those things. And also, if you spilled your coffee this morning, you're in the right place. That definitely happened. Thankfully, I have a great little thermostat here. It's small, but abundant. By the way, I'm Mystic Maya. I don't really like to introduce myself right off the bat because I believe like these messages are not about me. They're about you. I'm the vessel. In time, as we build trust together, you know, I'll share more about me and my passions and things. But for now, I just want to create a base of trust together. I am a mystic. I'll say that because most likely, if you're here, I don't want to say identify, right? Because we're multi-dimensional beings, but you identify as a mystic, a light worker, an empath, an energy weaver, and so on and so forth. So welcome to the space. You found a soul sister. Another few signs that came through. I like to just say a few signs. A lot of my inspirational oracle card readers and light workers that hold space on YouTube, they also do this, and I'm inspired by them because it helps to just clear the way for those who just aren't meant to be here. So I like having these what seems pointless intro conversations with you because they actually have so much profound foundation to them, because I want this to land in your nervous system with love and light. All right, so another few signs that came through is like seeing rainbow codes. You know when you put on your sunglasses, or even when you're walking in the light and you look at the sun and like you see rainbows, like slight little rainbow glimmers? If you experience that, first off, let me know down below. Please let me know that I'm not the only one, because I'm always walking around saying, I see rainbow codes. But if you experience this message is for you. The flower plumeria and its scent, the plumeria flower and its beautiful scent. Angels, if you are into angels or curious about working with angels, this message is for you. Pecan pie, tropical clouds, composition notebooks, you know, like the black and white ones. And last but not least, if you're feeling some tension in your shoulders and in your neck, stick around. All right, so I've been like trying to figure out how to go about the volume with this thing. It's not the best microphone, but I'm really grateful for you. Hello, hello, hello. So let's get into the cards and what we pulled. Oh my gosh, I got to figure out a way to sit that's like ladylike. So I basically pulled from 3 decks this morning. We have our, what's it called? Work Your Light Oracle deck by Rebecca Campbell. We have the Animal Apothecary by Kara Elizabeth. And this deck my mom gave to me when I was 12. We're working with this. Look how ancient it is, but it's an angel deck by Doreen Virtue. I don't even know. Healing with Angels. Healing with Angels. So I did a spread where I asked, you know, what do we need to know as a collective? Like, what's going on? And I first started with the Light Oracle, and what I love about them is they have like reflection questions. And then I use the angel deck to just get more clarity on going deeper. And an animal card to kind of like root us in the overall message. And the overall message today is face your fears. Face your fears. And I think this is something that's just a part of the human experience, right? Like learning how to choose love over fear. A lot of us, if you believe in past lives, like we're carrying a lot of trauma from our soul's past life, what we learned and what we weren't able to really accomplish quite yet. And we bring that karma into this life. And we always have a choice whether we want to clean it up or still hold it on our shoulders. Hence, shoulder pain. Shoulder pain is like a lot of like weight you're carrying that is just not your own. At least that's one aspect of it. So for today, we're going to really just sit with the shadows for a second. We're going to embrace them. And that's kind of something that I personally love to do as a space holder. I love to bring in duality because that is a part of the earthly experience. Duality exists, period. However, there's a mighty gray area where the magic exists. And this is where the mystics come into play, right? The light workers, the energy weavers, etc. We believe in infinite possibilities based on that gray area. We see the duality, we notice it, we don't bypass it, we acknowledge it, and then we turn poison into medicine. Because we are the bridge keepers of the heavens and the earth. And it's up to us to use the shadows as fuel for creativity, for lessons, for lessons and blessings for humanity, right? We're all students, we're all teachers, and we all have the capacity to be leaders in our own way. And that doesn't always look like, you know, something big. It can, but it can also look so small, like being a leader as you're checking out your groceries at the store, you know, and just being a voice for love versus fear. Fine-tuning the energy, noticing, you know, what's going on, just being an observer. How can I embrace kindness here in this mundane moment. It might feel small, but it's actually can make someone's day, you know? It's in the little things that bring the big blessings. And sometimes we get so blindsided by that because we're just future tripping. We're putting all our energy on our future, our future, our future, and then we forget to celebrate the present. And that's like what's going to really ground us down as we're on this alchemy journey of facing our fears. The more we can drop into the present and celebrate every experience and every struggle and every victory that got us to this very moment, and celebrate it not as something to shame, but something to be like, fuck yeah, I did this, I overcame this, I'm a freaking warrior, and I acknowledge the light in me and I acknowledge the shadow in me, and still I am here to continue taking one step forward at a time. But in the meantime, I'm going to have some fun in the here and now. 11:11. So facing our fears, that's the ultimate vibe today. And in order to do that, we need to ask ourselves, like, what is bugging us? When we're going through our day, doing, just the tasks of the day, the mission of the day, what in your environment is reflecting to you frustration? Is a person frustrating you? Is there a task that's frustrating you? What is bringing up that inner child that wasn't heard, that wasn't seen, that wasn't celebrated? Because most likely she or he has a limiting belief, a limiting narrative that is operating the show that just doesn't serve you anymore. And it's time to delete that. That's why I love working with the subconscious mind. The subconscious mind speaks in signs and symbols. It's where the infinite possibilities lie. I think of the ocean because the subconscious mind does work with the water element, and the ocean specifically because water is so receptive, but it also cleanses. And everything in life, I personally believe, and plus science backs it up, but we need repetition in all things. Consistency collects the data, right? Magic is not based on thin air. It's based on data that's being collected, but you just can't see it yet. Eventually it becomes into 3D form. But first, the magic is created through the subconscious mind. Your manifestations are created through your subconscious mind. And the more you add devotion to what you want to clean up and strengthen, eventually it will catch up from the air element to the earthly element, to the tangible earthly element. But we have to have the bravery to first sit in the void of our shadows and our triggers. Because, like, for example, I chose this little cave nook because when you kind of zoom out, it looks like a womb space. Like it's literally holding me in the rocks. And it really reminds me of, like, a baby in its mother's womb space. This is where we're all created from. And if you think about it, it's the ultimate darkness. And we're sitting in water. We're living in water. Right? And when we really strip the simplicity of life, we realize, like, wow, we really were birthed through the darkness and then exited out into the world and understood light. I think it's like we're born from the darkness, and then as our mother gives birth to us, then we experience the light, and then we have to learn what is the light. It's actually the light that is the choice. Isn't that weird? It's the light that's actually the choice. It's funny because, like, when you meet someone that's super positive, I truly believe now, like, after just having my own ascension journeys, because there's been many ascension journeys, many tower moments, I realize like when I see or meet someone that's freaking positive, I know that they went through so much struggle, because positivity is a choice. It's a freaking choice. Choosing love over fear is a choice. We all have choices every single day. We can choose to be stuck in the old programming of why is the world happening to me? Or we can ask ourselves, what is the lesson here? What is the lesson here? When we dwell in our triggers for too long, we get stuck in stagnant energy. But the opportunity when we can hold space for our triggers and our shadows from a place of like a higher point of view, even bringing in just like the bird like energy, right? Because in this card, we have face your fears and it's a crow. So just bringing that element of let's zoom out for a second. Let's see this trigger, let's see this shadow as something that can teach me something, and I don't have to identify myself with it. Like that is the power, right? And of course, it's easier said than done, right? We have to have specific tools to know how to zoom out. And I'm hoping, like, this is my vow with you as we get to know each other. I want to give you those tools. Every reading is going to be different. But for today, we're just chatting. We're chatting it up. Maybe I'll end with a few tools. But just to get, like, your mind thinking right now, that is the intention. Because you have the power within you to alchemize anything that's stagnant in your life, but it's a choice. So let's work on that. Let's work on just understanding that you always have a choice. Louise Hay says, the point of power is always in the present moment. We're going to transition into the question, what is your soul calling you to do? What is your soul calling you to do? Because the opposite of love is or the opposite of fear is love, right? The opposite of light is the shadow. So it's like whatever the trigger is that you're facing right now in this present moment, the opposite of that is fuel for you to teach if you think about it. So what is your soul calling you to do? Maybe the struggle that you're going through is the lesson plan that you're going to deliver to humanity. So the more focus and devotion and balance you put into loving your wounds versus shaming them and judging them, the more clarity you're going to have on your soul mission. And in general, like, let's just take a moment together. Like, what are the big struggles, the big adversity frequencies that you've been through, even the ones that you already overcame? So let's just look at the timeline, because you've overcome a lot. If you're watching this is not your first rodeo. You've been through the waves of darkness. Like, we're always kind of ascending and learning, and there's always something new to unpack. It's annoying and liberating both at the same time. But let's just zoom out for a second and ask yourself, like, close your eyes if you can, and just take a deep breath with me. In through the nose and out through the mouth, feeling yourself just become open and receptive. Bring in that love for yourself, breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in, breathing out, and just allowing yourself to look at your timeline. What adversity have you overcome thus far? And be proud of yourself. Sit with that celebration of, oh my God, I overcame that. Back in the day, that felt so heavy, but here we are. Like, whoa, I did that. Right there, that's fuel for your soul's mission. You can teach that. It was 1919 when I said, you can teach that. So go look up 1919. There's a message for you in that. Open that chat GPT and write, what is the angel meaning of 1919? The first thing that pops up, that's your message. But also use your discernment. If the first one doesn't connect, that's okay. Keep looking. If you feel called, drop down below in the comments what that was for you. I want to know. So that leads us to share your voice. Share your voice, right? I love this card because this card is what got me here with you. Come out of the cave, literally. Come out of the cave. Come out of the cave. Persecution, expression. So, your voice is your power. Your wisdom, not only from this lifetime, but from all the lifetimes before, is your power. It is time to trust your intuition and your intuitive abilities. You know more than you think you know. And it's about trusting yourself. What makes a successful person versus someone who's just stuck in stagnancy is the fact that a successful person trusts themselves enough to figure it out as they go. Someone who is stuck in the stagnancy of life is not facing their fears. They're letting their fears hold them from their infinite potential. Now, when you share your voice, there's always a conversation of truth and integrity. In this day of age, there's just so much to learn from others, right? There's just so much, like, go on social media. There's just so much noise. There we go. That's the word I was looking for. There's just so much noise. And I don't mean that in a good or bad way. It's all neutral. But there is a lot of people that are in their power, in their voice, and they're teaching and they're going and they're flowing. And, there's like 70, Why did I say 70? The number 70 could be significant, but I wanted to say there's like 70 again. Okay, maybe we need to go 70-70. What is the angel meaning of that? I've actually never looked that up. 70-70. Okay, let's look that up. All I know is like 7-7 is the mystic path number. So maybe this is like also a reflection to you that you are a mystic. Trust yourself because you chose the mystic path. You chose it. We chose it. We can't run away from it. And it's funny because there was this thing that I wrote in my channeled notebook, right? And I didn't really understand it, but it goes hand in hand with the message that just kind of organically came out. And it's like, you can't reject your destiny. You think you can, but you can't. Eventually, it's going to catch up to you. So you might as well just accept your destiny as a mystic, right? A light worker, an empath, a healer, a medicine man, a medicine woman, right? The world needs you to share your voice. And with that comes, there's so much noise now. So it's like, how do I be original in all of the noise? Well, it's definitely a practice. It is a consistency. It's a balance. And the more you tune in to your inner world and carve time to go within, the more you'll start to understand your clear truth. Not the truth that society tells you to believe, but your unique blueprint of truth. And we need to have the bravery, the audacity to go slow to figure that out. What is in alignment? What is not in alignment? These are like the questions that really help you make more aligned choices. That's poorly said, but let's just say this, like, right? We all have like karma and lessons to learn, right? And oftentimes I personally believe, just from my own experiences, that I'm like, oh shit, like, if everything's choice, right? And like, I chose to go down this route because I wasn't asking myself, like, it was a karmic route. And the reason why I went down the karmic route versus the aligned route is because I didn't stop and embrace a bird's eye point of view and ask myself, is this path in alignment or is it out of alignment? I didn't know that at the time, but now I do. And the thing is, we have to go down those karmic paths to understand what feels out of alignment, what looks out of alignment. So it's not about perfection, or oh my god, I took the wrong route, and being hard on yourself. No, because again, you can't reject your destiny. And if you zoom out and you can see, let's say, your life mission as like this maze, eventually you're going to get to the center, right? But based on your karma in this life and the past, you make certain decisions that will teach you lessons along the way. And eventually you'll get to where you need to go. And I think as we learn who we are, we continue to fine tune this question of what is in alignment for me and what is out of alignment for me. And that is like the ultimate lesson of life, of self-discovery, is learning alignment. And in order to do that, we really have to become curious with balance. Balance and alignment go hand in hand. And when we live on the 3D world, which there's so much duality, there's so much noise, there's so many possibilities, there's a lot of pressure here, right? We can get lost in the sauce of like, oh my gosh, there's not enough time. And that's like a conversation in itself, because time really is an illusion. We're multidimensional beings. And when we can start to zoom out and not see time as very linear, but non-linear, this is when the path is prevailed with so much ease. Like, you don't even have to stress about the logic, because you tune into your path based on frequency versus what is the right or wrong decision. Alignment comes down to frequency. Oh, baby, that is so potent. Alignment comes down to frequency. Can someone like please type that in the chat? Like, let's like get that flowing and glowing and like in our system, in our DNA, that alignment comes down to our frequency. Wow. Did anyone else feel the chills when you said that, when you felt that, when you heard that? So just coming back to like truth and integrity and balance real quick before we close, we have to learn what feels good in our body first. I've made a lot of mistakes, right? I don't even like to call them mistakes, but just for the 3D point of view of language, we often get stuck in this notion that we're making mistakes. No, you just karmically are learning something. And the reason why it's karmic is because you didn't tune into your body first, your heart. You actually tuned into your mind first, and you ignored the heart and you ignored the body. So when we start making decisions based on the body and heart, oh my God, hi guys. Hi. Look at that. We have animal wisdom with us. Hi babies. Oh, spilled coffee once again. We have a double confirmation. Hi. Oh my God, they're so cute. We're just going to let the puppy energy be. Hi guys. You want to say hi into the video? Come here. If you're going to be in here, say hi. So here we have dog energy in the video. This is so awesome. Hi. A great interruption. Hi. Hey. I love this. Okay, this is so awesome. Okay. We're pivoting based on that experience. We just had two puppies come in here, spill my coffee, put sand everywhere, and embrace the inner child energy. And that actually is what is going to inspire our closing here, because speaking of how do we make a decision? Okay, here's a tool that's coming for us, okay? Here's a tool. I'm going to end this with a tool for you. How do we make that decision, right? When we're really caught in the mind and we don't know where to go. And we know now, we got to tune into the body and tune into the heart. So the trick really is to play like these two cute little dogs, to move your body, to breathe, to let go, to go step away from the decision for a second and connect to your body. Go do something that you love that embraces movement. Go play in the sand, build a castle, shit. Go surfing, go hiking, go to your favorite coffee shop and just read a book. Go play with your animals. Just go play. Because when we play, we're in this element of pure receiving mode. And when we can empty out the vessel of the body, we can get inspired action of what's going to come next based on being in this receptive energy of alignment, of godlike essence, is very much like that childlike essence. When you're a kid, you're just so free. And the goal I think that all of us want in this life, and I don't even like using goal because it feels so like masculine and just like, not that there's anything wrong with the masculine side within us, but it just feels very like structured, which I believe like freedom comes more from, actually I was going to say freedom comes more from the divine feminine energy, because that is like the nurturing, the life-giving, the fluidity. But I'll correct myself here with you on the live, like no, it's actually finding the balance between your divine masculine and your divine feminine within. And that's like really hard, but I'm segueing here. But I think all of our intentions for a happy, grounded life is to embrace freedom. Wouldn't you say? We all want to feel free. We want to do something that we love, work-wise, career-wise. We want to embrace all the wonders of being here on earth, you know, traveling, having enough income in our bank account so we can feel good and feel safe and treat ourselves and treat our families. We want to be creators, you know? We want things to feel at ease and aligned and euphoric, right? And in order to tap into that, we really need to slow the fuck down. Excuse the F-bombs. But we got to slow down and find time to enter the body, enter the breath, enter the heart. And then our mind will understand what to do with the downloads that those three elements gift us, because it's a gift. When we have the bravery to go slow, we're basically allowing gifts, wisdom gifts, to come and enter our vessel to help us make those aligned decisions. We zoom out and we zoom in. We embrace the macro, we embrace the micro, and it's like this constant like ebb and flow of zooming in, zooming out, micro, macro, and then channeling that in to our soul's mission. And I think I'm going to end it here. Hopefully I made sense. I like kind of black out when I do these things, and there's a part of me I'm like, did that even flow? Like, I don't even know, but we're just going to trust it. We're going to trust the riffing energy, the potent energy that came through, the live magic, the things that you can't plan. All right, go listen to your mind. Excuse me? No, that's not what I want to say. See, that's exactly the problem. A lot of people are telling you that. Go listen to your mind. No, don't do that. I mean, you can, but you're going to go on the karmic route. You'll do a little detour. Eventually, you'll learn to listen to your heart. Don't make my mistakes. I made so many like karmic detours because I was thinking with my mind. But it got me to this very moment of now I understand that I got to make decisions based on my body's intelligence, my heart intelligence, and then calculate it into my mind. 333. All right. Go listen to your body. Go listen to your heart. I can't wait to hear what inspired you in this video. I will see you soon for the next message. Take what you need, leave behind what you don't. Go play. I love that we had dogs in this message. Like, what? That was so freaking magical. All right. Peace, love, trees and bees. Mystic Maya, over and outro.